Howdy.
So the light, when I looked up, you were still crossing the intersection and it was green. Now I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you got caught in the intersection before the light turned red.
That big deep one?
Yeah. So, do you have a valid driver's license?
I do. You want me to get it?
Sure. Do you have any firearms on you?
No. Well, actually, yes. We're moving. I don't normally, but we just moved here.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay, so do you have a valid driver's license? Do you have a weapon on you?
Not on me.
Okay. Let me see your driver's license. Where'd you move here from?
Texas. Bought a sailboat, and he came to live with me, and it's too small, and we're coming to see this place. And first thing I do is get a ticket on my way to my new town.
I'm not gonna give you a ticket.
Is that a like? Are y'all like? Is there like a lot of wrecks in those big long intersections?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well,
that's actually a west of that intersection, all the way up until you hit a canal. It's a 30-mile-per-hour zone, and we get people.
Where all the townhomes are?
Yes.
Okay, that's where we came from.
Right. So people usually are just, they don't slow down. All right. And that's actually one of our worst intersections right there. Belvedere and Military.
Duly noted.
So just keep that in mind. All right. And the reason I pulled you over, I'm not trying to write citations unless
Thanks, man.
Unless someone talks himself into a citation.
No, not
but
trying to do that.
I'll give you the talk and tell you to be mindful of that, because the intersections here in Florida, like I grew up in New York. We by far have the worst drivers here in Florida.
Because all the people from out of town?
Well, not only that, it's just we got a lot of elderly. We got a large elderly community. That coupled with speeds and intersections like this, you get caught in an intersection and these people don't slow down for you, or they'll try to do the same thing. I was actually, to tell you the truth, to give you some perspective, I was actually trying to pull over another vehicle that actually passed me. But by the time I turned around, there was so many cars in between that I figured, well, let me go on the right lane, turn lane, so I could then, when the light turns green, all right, to turn north on Military, I was like, all right, I'm going to cut, then I'm going to go and cut him off, get behind him, right? A red Camry. Because he was actually going, at least exceeding the speed limit by 20. So the light turned green, not only for the left turn northbound on Military, but also to keep going eastbound on Belvedere. So I had no choice. I couldn't really get after the vehicle, right? Now that guy, okay, does the same thing you did, all right? And he's going to ruin your day, all right? And this is just a lot of things that I'm taking into consideration before I pulled you over. I already knew. I'm like, I'm not going to pull it. I'm not going to write a guy citation. You're probably moving. You're doing something. You're not driving this for leisure.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So that's why I said, all right, you know what? When I looked up, I was paying attention. But when I looked up, I saw the lights were green, and then you passed by. But you were kind of like in the middle. Mostly, you were almost over. But I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and go do that and have a conversation with him.
Cool. That's fair enough.
You know what I mean? And that's it. I mean, I'm not gonna write citations. It's just after Christmas. I've done that very much this year. I've done pretty well. Some people deserve it, some people don't, right? But that's why we have a court system. And I just wanted to,
What's your name?
Tejada.
Tejada?
Yeah.
Caleb Leverett?
Yes, sir. Welcome to Florida.
Thanks. We're actually on our way to look at a townhome. And y'all have got a shitload of townhomes here. I've never seen so many townhomes.
Yeah, we're building so fast here. When you said Texas, I'm like, why would you want to move out of Texas? I mean, Texas is like Florida.
As far as crowded, yes. We had everybody, the Californians.
I mean, also,
we're
not. Listen, let me tell you, we're not. Our governor here is a pretty decent governor.
I like Ron DeSantis.
And I don't.
You stepped out of your car and didn't have a mask on. I thought, thank God.
Listen, I see masks.
Come on, tell me how you really feel.
I've been working this stupid, I don't want to use that word, but I've been working since COVID started. Okay, I'm in hospitals, in and out of hospitals. I've continued to do my job, and better, and more, throughout this whole pandemic, and I'm okay. I feel great. And when I see people just scared to even go see family, it just really sense, I don't know, it just makes me sad that you know, people can fall for something like that, because honestly, I think now is when we actually need to be like together, you know, and be seen with family, and just go make sure everybody's okay, because you know, people need contact. People get lonely, you know what I mean? I go to elderly homes sometimes, and these people are like desperate for attention, you know, and I don't know, for me, I tell my kids all the time, I'm like,
how many kids you got?
16 teenagers. And I tell them all the time, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been sick before? Yes. Okay. And what's the worst you've ever been? Not bad, obviously, right? That you took care of us. So I say, this is kind of like the same thing.
Have you been sick during COVID yet?
No.
Me neither.
I mean, I have allergies. I've had allergies.
You obviously work out and eat right.
I was crawling around in the grass the other day for some PT I was doing, and my allergies flared up, but nothing bad. Do you know this lady in the black SUV?
I don't know anybody here.
Right. Yeah, you can come in. So yeah, I mean, for me, it's been. I personally don't think that imposing on people's freedoms and rights, it's something that
I appreciate that.
That's a healthy relationship between us, law enforcement, and the public, because it's just, that's not what we signed up to do. I mean,
do you generally try to de-escalate as often as possible?
We get people that sometimes will go into a business and they might not want to follow the mandate, right? Or not the mandate, but they might not want to follow what the business has.
No, I mean in general, is your goal to generally de-escalate and then?
Absolutely, because when the use of force is applied, it just, the potential for something to turn
goes bad, and it makes people angry, and I get it, man. I would
rather get a complaint than get into anything physical with anybody, because I know what's at stake. Okay, I know what's at stake, and I know that, for example, it's, you know, you're nowadays you're judged by the public. No, not
the court of public perception.
Correct. Rather than what your action, what's a reasonable action for an officer at that time.
I know exactly what you mean. That's the reason I left Texas, because if you're a divorced dad in Texas, you're automatically a piece of shit. And I took offense to that because I'm not. Mm-hmm. I divorced her. I didn't divorce my kids.
Right.
And I was actually jailed in civil contempt of civil court for being a good dad. And ever since then, I've just been pissed, and they all finally grew up, and I said, kids, adios, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I went and bought a sailboat, moved to Florida. I know, this is the first time I've even been pulled over. Mm-hmm. Been staying in Fort Pierce. Everyone's real nice. Yeah. Cops are real nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that there's bad people everywhere, but I gotta say that, and not because I work for the sheriff's office, we are the biggest agency in Florida.
What county is this?
Palm Beach County.
Palm Beach.
And
is Broward County the one further south?
Yes. You got Martin County. You have Martin County, which is north.
Mm-hmm.
You got Broward County, which is south. And I think you got St. Lucie County, which is further north. You got Okeechobee County to the west.
St. Lucie County was where I was.
So,
more retired folks.
So, man, like, everybody here in Florida tries to be respectful. I've gotten so many people into handcuffs out of being just kind of talking the same way I talk with you, and like, hey man, I got a job to do. Okay, you broke the law. This is what you did. Okay, it'll be perfect if you just let me do my job. You get in the car. I turn on the AC for you. I'll make it as painless as possible. If I can send you home with a notice to appear in court, great. If I can't, I'll make sure you know.
I'd rather not,
Right.
if you can. I moved here for his benefit.
Yeah.
If it's up to me, I'd live out in Okeechobee and the country.
Further away from, yeah.
But he's into boxing and he's into weightlifting, and where we were, it was just like I said, it's old folks people. So I said we'll sell the boat. We'll try the bigger city, see if you like it, see if it's something that can get you, boxing or I don't know, some kind of martial arts, or that's the only reason we're here.
Just try to do high intensity workouts, man. Exert yourself. Exert yourself. Wear a mask when you work out. One of the things that we did the other day is
the gyms make you do that here?
Well, I tried out for SWAT, and there's a portion of the tryouts that you're wearing a mask, a filter mask,
a training exercise,
right? And you're going up and down the stairs with a 40-pound door. What do you call that? The a door ram on your shoulders, and you're going up and down the stairs. Okay, and then you're breaking down the door, dragging a 150-pound dummy out. And for me, I work out, but I don't exert myself to that level. And if you think about it, any life, any situation that you as a law enforcement officer get caught up in, right? If you're in a fight longer than 30 seconds, that means you're going to die. You got all this stuff on you. Like if you and I were right now, you come out here, you give me, and I was to try to detain you, you have an advantage, all right? I have at least 30, 40 pounds of gear. You are, in shorts and a t-shirt. Right, you can breathe, you can move. And I got to carry the radio, I got to carry all this stuff. And so when you exert yourself to that level, it makes you, it gives you more of endurance. And that's what you really want. In any sport, in anything that you do, you want endurance. Because that's where, when I put that thing on, and I went up and down those stairs, and I broke that door and carried that. By that time, when I came out, I was literally, I couldn't breathe. Because the filter restrains your air intake.
So did you make it on the SWAT?
I did not.
No,
I didn't finish the.
You got to be like super crazy.
Well, you know what got me? I made it about a little bit over 3/4 of the axle, because there's 3 portions. The first portion is the actually O course. It's this obstacle course. So at the end, there is these like monkey bars, right? And before that, I was doing the tower. The tower is sections. You jump from this section to this section to this section. You get up and you get to something called the attic. You go up the attic, then you roll down the tube like a firefighter, right? That coupled with what I told you with the respirator, crawling on the ground, doing duck walk with the shield and all that stuff. By the time I got over there, my upper body was shot, and I would grab onto the monkey bars, right? And I wasn't thinking outside the box, right? And anything in life, if I tell you I need you to do this, right? And I tell you I need you to touch the first bar and the last bar, okay? And you may not touch the ground. That's just what I told you. You can literally touch the first bar and then go across, or you can climb on top and walk across if you want to. But when you're that exerted, right? You get tunnel vision, so you don't think. All your
kind of like driving through a new town and you get tunnel vision and the intersection.
Shit, the light's yellow. I'm gonna get stuck in traffic, and I gotta get somewhere. So that caused me to not think outside the box, and my upper body was shot. I would hang on and I would get like to the middle and I would fall off. Had I just took maybe 2 seconds, got my breath, went up, propped myself up, and crawled on top of it, not only do I get over it, but I rest. I'm not exerting my upper body, and I get through it. So, you fail, only to get better is my motto. That's what I did. I'll be at it again in another 3 months. I'll do it again until I make it.
Well, best of luck to you. I'm kind of the same way as just as a family court activist. I'm a father's rights activist. They jailed me. They stole my kids. They stole my money. And I kept fighting, and I kept going back. And then I won. I got primary custody of him 4 years ago. 4.5 years ago.
Too. I'm gonna divorce that too.
How are the family courts here?
They're fair. However,
No, really, how are they? Are they fair?
your spouse can make any allegation against you, and they will at least make it to, you will have to go to court. Like,
So they're not fair. It's the same old Title 4D funded state attorney general bullshit.
they will basically.
You are guilty until proven innocent.
Correct.
So they're not fair.
Well, when I got divorced, they gave me 50-50 custody off the bat, which is what I wanted.
Is that by
Yeah.
default in Florida?
Now it is.
What year did they start that?
I got the 2016 or something like that, 2017.
Okay, well, we got divorced in 07 in Texas.
So, you know, obviously she went for the Hail Mary, like, I want everything. But like, no.
Okay, well, that's actually really good to know.
Because
That's what we're fighting for in Texas, to get 50-50 by default. Of course,
I never
like you
wanted,
said, there's
I never
always...
want to take my kids away from their mother.
Me neither.
I want what's fair.
That's my whole deal. Let my kids choose. If they want to live 50, we start out 50-50, and just let them live wherever they want. That's what that's all I
They're old
ask.
enough. My kid's going to be 18 in another 2 years. So guess what? Then right after that, I no longer have that responsibility of paying child support. You know what I mean?
That's the point. You being there for your child is child support.
Right. Well,
What
not only
people
that,
nowadays, they think of child support as a dollar sign. It's
Yeah.
extorted money.
well, you know, I pay child support, right? And I also take care of my kids regardless of what I pay, right?
Does she pay you child support?
No.
You got 50-50?
Yeah.
Then why do you have to pay?
Because that's how at that time, that's the deal they gave me.
When you get home, look up Title 4D funding. It's a section of the Social Security Act. It pays all state attorneys generals employees' salaries, incentivizes them 70 cents on the dollar for every dollar they get when a new couple splits. They want them to go through the system. And so what I teach people is, yeah, it's Splitsville. It sucks. He's an asshole. She's a bitch. We get it. You hate each other. Move on. Let the kid take care of the kids. And if you want to send your ex some money, great. But you shouldn't have the court, the state, somebody doesn't even know you, come in and just dictate, well, you're going to write this amount and this amount.
No, mine's got, well, the thing is, mine's also got federal mediation, which is a great thing because we saved all of that. However, a judge has to sign off on the parental agreement and also on the rest of the stuff. I didn't have to pay any alimony, which was also great. And again, like I said, when I got divorced, 50-50 was unheard of. I got it. I was like one of the first people to ever get it. I got a bunch of friends of mine who got divorced before I did and never got that. And for me, my kids were the most important thing. I
was treated as a visitor.
I didn't want to. See that he does that just because I'm here. I didn't want to lose that connection that I had with my kids, and believe it or not, I was in New Jersey, so I moved to the state of Florida precisely because I knew I was going to get a divorce. Had I done it in the state of New Jersey, forget about it.
You said it just like a New Jersey guy. Forget about it.
All right, brother. I'll take care.
Hey,
Nice
we'll
to see
slow
you.
down. I'll watch around, and I promise I'm not here in your town to cause trouble.
All right, man. You got it. Take
Thanks.
care.
Have a good evening. Afternoon, whatever the fuck.